You know, I will say this, that I belong to a unique religion. I'm a Baptist, and we like to start off, hope you don't hold that against me. I actually like to start off meetings like this with just a word of prayer, so I hope no one minds. But you know, I wouldn't, God got us over here safe. Where's Ray? He's my driver back there. He's been driving me ever since he answered a Craigslist ad. If you ever look at an Iowa worth fighting for, I looked about 15 months pregnant, and he helped me deliver the baby. So now we just have to get ready after fact. So we just bow for a moment. Lord, as we come here today, we just ask you to be with us, direct our words, and help us in this just and noble cause. This is our prayer. In Christ's name and for his sake, amen. Amen. So I just want to read something real quick for you, and then after I read it, I'm going to make a quick statement and then take your questions. I'm not going to give a speech because I feel like today is a time, and we've reached that point where I just need to answer questions. I've given a lot of speeches, and you can go to our website, you can see me giving speeches and those type of things, but I just want to answer your questions today, if that's okay. So, and if you don't have a copy of this book, if you live in Iowa, you know, I'm a 10th Amendment constitutionalist. You know, the 10th Amendment is very clear about the power states have. A lot of people carry the U.S. Constitution, but if you're a 10th Amendment constitutionalist, you understand that there's also a state constitution. But this is a wonderful publication. The state of Iowa puts it out. It has in it the Declaration of Independence, your Iowa Constitution. It has all your state officials, your judges, your legislators, all your executive branch departments. It's the Iowa Official Register. I was even showing Todd, it even has the May Compact in it. So, you know, you ought to have a copy of this because this is a weapon. This is a weapon when you're talking about reforming the bureaucracy. When in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station in which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitled them. A decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Prudence indeed will dictate that governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes, and accordingly all experience has shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer, while evils are sufferable, than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their security. I was asked one night down in Mahaska County as we prepared to leave why I'm engaged so passionately in this struggle. And in a moment where the politics was thrown off, I put it simply like this. I fight today with the ballot what I don't want my daughters to have to fight tomorrow with a bullet. The time has come for us to change this system. We can no longer suffer the indignities of this system. Many of you were outraged on April 3rd when judges usurped the authority of the Constitution. And they did usurp the authority of the Constitution. If you read this document and the Iowa Constitution within it, under Article 3, it clearly states in the distribution of powers that only the legislature has the power to make law, yet our judges make law. Some of you received a property tax bill. Now, I can think of nothing more un-American. Well, there's one thing. Seizing private property and doing things like using it to make a lake to support a casino, that's more un-American. Not that the Branstad Reynolds ticket supports that kind of thing. But how is it possible to live in a system where they can arbitrarily tell you that your property has doubled in value and therefore they can double your property tax bill when there's no basis, commercial basis, scientific basis, rational or reason to justify that, except they have the power to do it? How is it possible to live in a system where they tell you if you don't send your kids to the government indoctrination centers that we now call public schools, and by the way, every single high school and middle school in Davenport and Bettendorf is failing officially, as they are in Des Moines. But if you don't send your child to those government indoctrination systems, unless you're a person of means, they will come and they will take your children and they will haul you to jail or have some other consequence. Sounds to me like a system that it's time to change. Now, we live in an age where fortunately we don't have to do what our founding fathers had to do, which was shoot somebody. You know, I listen to people talk about the constitutional liberty, and they invoke our founding fathers. Our founding fathers understood. I got to be willing to take a bullet, and I got to be willing to deliver one to secure the rights listed in the Constitution. And today a lot of people invoke the Constitution, but at 6:25, we gotta change the channel to Wheel of Fortune. So are folks ready to pay the price? We have a unique opportunity on November 2nd. On November 2nd, we can take this state back. And we can start the process of taking back our liberties, taking back our freedom. If I get elected governor, we will fix property taxes in the state. We will protect basic liberties in this state. We'll create an example of 10th Amendment governance because we're going to reject the federal check. The bottom line is, part of the reason our education system's so messed up is because we're chasing after No Child Left Behind, a race to the top dollars. Because we're chasing after Medicaid and Medicare dollars. Because we're chasing after every piece of federal dollars that's thrown out there, buying away our sovereignty as a state. And if you have a governor that understands not only how to wean us off the government nipple, but how to detox us off the federal government needle, we can restore our sovereignty as a state. Now, when I got into this election, I'm going to shut up after this, I had three major objectives. I wanted to advance an agenda. If you go to aniowawworthfightingfor.com, you'll see our 10-point plan to restore governance to the state. We address everything from reducing state and local government, to fixing education, to reducing taxes, to addressing the issue of illegal immigration. It's a 10-point plan. The second thing we address, or the second reason I ran, is to promote solutions. Frederick Douglass said, I don't want to just narrate wrongs, I want to do something about them. And we need solutions. I don't know about you, I'm tired of sitting around where people give me more and more evidence that something's wrong. I want to fix the problem, not just complain about it. And then the third reason I ran is because I realized we had a unique opportunity to create a mechanism that can impact the political process, particularly going into reapportionment. By getting a certain percentage, an Iowa party is born. It has the access in every single county. In 2012, every single county will have an Iowa party on the ticket. Every single legislative district will have an Iowa party on the ticket. And the plan was simple. Year one, we introduced the agenda. Year two, we create party ballot access. Year three, we focus on school boards and city councils and local elected races where we begin taking back governance. Because even though the legislature is what folks focus on, it's your school boards, it's your city councils, it's your counties that spend your money, along with state bureaucracy. In year 4, we have an Iowa party on the ballot that has the ability to have people run in 99 counties, 100 legislative districts, 100 House districts, 50 Senate districts for office in Iowa if we need them to. And so it's a simple plan. Now something very unique happened. Former Governor Branstad got in the race, and as polling continues to confirm, only about 15% to 20% of Iowans at the most want Governor Culver. About 25% want former Governor Branstad, and the rest want none of the above. And we can be the none of the above. It's not going to be cheap. It's not going to be easy. But we can take back this state. We can drive a stake through the heart of the corruption, and we can restore an Iowa we're fighting for. So on that note, I'm very excited about being here, and I'm open to any questions that folks have.
Jonathan, would you explain to the people your idea